Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Chad. This is the Wisco Boater channel, and yes, I am beardless right now. Had a little issue with ingrown hair, kind of gross. Had to shave the beard. It's coming back, don't worry. Today, I'm gonna work on getting the tugboat hoisted off the trailer. I've got a set of straps, front and back, that I'll work on ratcheting up. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need to fix the geometry of the trailer bunks. And this is something that's kind of been bugging me all summer long, and just have not had the opportunity to either keep the tugboat in the water while I brought the trailer home, or suspend it from the ceiling for a few days. Just hasn't worked out yet until now. So I'm hoping that I can get this fixed here in the next couple of days. What's happening is, as you look down the bunks, you can see they're tilted off to either side. This one, I don't know if I can show it. Yeah, there you go. So they're canted off to either side. And there's nothing bent, but you can see the wood. Well, that's gonna be really hard to show. The wood is actually compressing right here. So the bolt's nice and tight as it comes up through right here, because there's a bolt runs all the way through this board, if you recall from the video before when I built the trailer. And there's a hole right there, which is where the nut goes in place. So the bolt's tight, but the wood is compressing a little bit, which actually makes the bolt feel loose. When the boat is not on the trailer, I can wiggle those bunks back and forth. So what I need to do is get the tugboat off the trailer, and then I'm probably going to use some angle iron, some aluminum angle iron, and mount it to these holes along the side here. There's another hole right there, and just put an piece of angle right here to brace the bunks in, because I can't run a board across the center because the keels are in the way, which that would be the simplest, easiest solution, but it's just not gonna work because the keels are just in the way. So I gotta brace it from the outside. So my objective right now is to gradually ratchet the tugboat up just a little bit, just so I can slide the trailer out from underneath it. And then I'll move the trailer over here and start working on it. So we'll see how this goes. All right, here we go. So the tugboat is now off of the trailer. It is suspended, and I was gonna move the trailer out away from the tugboat, but I don't really think that's necessary. Now that I have it suspended above the trailer, I'll be able to work on the bunks. Here you can see they move a little bit, but I need to get them secured, pushed inward at exactly a 90-degree angle. And I can do that without pulling the trailer out from underneath it. I can also do some touch-up paint on the bottom paint where necessary. You can see where it's rubbed a little bit on the bunk, and that actually shouldn't happen. If the trailer bunk geometry is set up correctly, there shouldn't be any rub whatsoever. Got a little bit of a rub here, and you can see some of the bottom paint has started to wear away a little bit just from use. So I will touch that up. I've got to do some touch-up paint, bottom paint on the big boat anyway, and I'll just try to do this all around the same time. So I think the tugboat is just going to stay suspended above the trailer for now. That way, you know, if like something in the ceiling gave way, the straps break, it's just going to fall right back down on the trailer and not hurt the tugboat at all. So now I got to figure out how to brace the bunks. In order to get the bunks straight up and down, just a simple ratchet strap between the two sides just to make them nice and straight. See, that's just about the right angle. I'm assuming that there's probably going to be a little bit of spring back, so I have it just slightly tilted inboard on either side. That was a little bit harder to see. I'll keep that strap in place until I get the pieces of aluminum angle drilled and bolted in place. So I ran to Ace Hardware yesterday, bought a piece of, I believe it's 1 inch wide by 1/8 inch thick aluminum angle. And I've got pieces marked out to cut off. And what I'm gonna do is once they're cut, I'll make a slot and then a tab so that I can basically mount the piece of angle like this on the trailer bunk. So I'm gonna do this in 3 spots. I'm gonna do it there, I'm gonna do it right there, and right there. I'm gonna get the cutoff wheel out and start cutting chunks of aluminum angle. 6 pieces cut out. I've got it marked where I'm going to make the this little part right here, the little triangle, is going to be cut out on both sides, and then the tabs will be bent up so it will essentially look like that when it gets put on the trailer. Hopefully. All right, I got all 6 of these cut, and I'm just going to let them cool for a little bit. Got a nice little rain shower going on. I love being in the garage when it's raining. So I'm gonna let these cool off just a little bit. They're all rough cut, and I need to clean up the edges, and then I'll work on making the bends and drilling the holes. Well, fast forward a little while now, and I've got all 6 of these done. There was a lot of machining involved, cutting, drilling, bending. You can kind of get the idea there. So what I'm gonna do now is attach the bracket right there on the bottom, and then I'll drill a hole after the bottom is already in place, and securely mount those. That'll prevent the bunk from leaning back outward, and this job will be done. These brackets are now in place. I used stainless hardware on the top, and then just the cheap Chinese hardware that came with the trailer on the bottom. So I've actually got 3 kinds of metal here, so we'll see what happens over time. But aluminum channel, or aluminum angle, cheap steel bolt on the bottom, stainless steel bolt on the top, but whatever. The object is accomplished. There, the idea is accomplished. These brackets will keep the bunks perfectly straight up and down on both sides, and they don't look too bad either. So next I will work on doing some bottom paint touch-up on the Tug before I drop it back down on the trailer. So today I'm going to work on getting the bottom paint touch-up done. Specific areas where it rubbed, and then kind of see underneath here, it's just worn away. Probably some areas on the epoxy fiberglass coating that probably had some oils or something on them that I didn't get cleaned quite well enough when I first applied the bottom paint. So just doing some touch-ups today, and then we'll let that cure, and then I'll come back and lower the tugboat back onto the trailer and do a couple other maintenance items before we wrap up this video.
If you cannot laugh at yourself, I don't want to be around you, because it means you have no sense of humor. I cannot stand a guy that's serious all the time. That's everybody.
All right, so I'm a little past half done. I think that this is gonna end up drying a different color because I didn't account for the fact that this paint probably fades over time from being in the water and exposed to sunlight when being transported and also out on the water. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Just gonna get all these touch-up spots done, and then I'll wait and see how it dries. As you can see, I actually kind of covered that one up a little bit. These are easy to replace. Paint is dry, and I'm going to work on lowering the tugboat back down onto the trailer, but I'm gonna lower one side at a time. I think this should work fairly well. The boat weighs about 375 pounds. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't capture a disaster on film here. Yeah, that's all right. We are on there straight. All good up there. All right, now we'll drop this side back down. Hold on to both of these probably. Doesn't matter. The barrel is what's being released. And when that releases, there's no way to stop it from falling. So, oh well. Didn't hurt anything. And perfectly straight on the trailer. Right down the bunk. So the front is actually pretty much sitting on the trailer already. Yeah, most of there isn't much weight on the tongue because it's still suspended up here. So these should be fairly easy. We release. There we go. All right, back on the trailer. It's actually sitting pretty close to where I want it to be sitting. Nice and straight on the bunks. So I'm gonna unhook, get the straps out of the way, and then I'll hook the winch back up and just barely pull it forward. I mean, it doesn't need to come forward more than about a ½ inch. And it's pretty much centered right on the trailer. I think we're good to go. Okay, got the straps back on the trailer, and you can tell it's actually in the right spot now because there is a gap between the trolling motor protector skeg, which was rubbing on the cross brace before. I patched that up, got it painted. So it's sitting in the right spot, and it's sitting right up snug on the side of the bunk guide. That side's off just a little bit, but it's pretty close. That's nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. Strapped down good. So that exercise is accomplished. Brackets did their job. So now I'm gonna crawl in it and see if I can figure out what's going on with this seat. For some reason, I'm guessing that I've got one of those nuts hitting the other nut. So something came loose. Gotta tighten that up. All right, I found the problem with the seat. Let's see if I can show it here. You can see that bolt right there has worked its way up somehow. And the seat, when it comes around, oops, this way, bang, in the way. So just gotta tighten that back up, and that'll be done. Doesn't turn this way, obviously, because it hits the sidewall, but this way turns all the way around again. So that's fixed again. Projects are done. Got the bunks all situated, nice and straight. Got the bottom paint touch up. And by the way, see how it doesn't match because the older paint has faded? I think I've decided that I actually like that. I like the look because, you know, I did the tugboat so that it had this like wrinkled finish to make it look like steel. And I think that having bottom paint touch up show up as kind of a different color makes it look a little more like a working tugboat and a little more authentic, has a little more authentic look to it. So I kind of like it. I was gonna plan to later in the winter or early spring tape everything off and repaint it, but I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I like it. So got the seat fixed and I got the batteries on charge. The weekend at the Geneva Lakes Boat Show brought it down to about 76%. So there's plenty of battery there to take it out again if I wanted to, but might as well charge it back up and have it ready to go just in case I do get an opportunity to take it out another time or two before it gets too cold. So, and if not, batteries will be fully charged. They'll get pulled out for winter storage. So that's the maintenance update for October 2019 on Nep'Toon, the Micro Tug 9. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and send me some comments. We'll see you next time on the Wisco Boater channel, everybody. Happy boating.